Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I have a very cool knife to show you. This is a custom traditional slip joint. The pattern is called a small dogleg, and it's by Bret Dowell, who is a part-time knife maker based in Oklahoma. He's been making knives since 2005, and to me it is crazy that he is only doing this part-time, because when you kind of take a cruise around this knife and just check out all the details and really just appreciate how clean it is, I just can't believe that he is not, putting out a bunch of these every week and doing this full time. It's just, I just don't understand it, but maybe it's not for me to understand. So, but yeah, the consistency that Bret brings to the knife game is amazing. And I've actually had four of his knives previously, and I had them all at one point last year. And if you check out this photo, here's a lineup of them when I was at peak insanity for custom knives last year. And yeah, so I ended up selling all my knives, pretty much, more or less all of them, not every single one, but I kind of freaked out. But before I did that, I did have these four. And yeah, the top one is a mini Zulu, and it's in a shadow pattern with rag and a small federal shield. And then under that is a small dogleg, same pattern as the one that I have today. And that is in bone with some really nice bolsters and a bow tie shield. And then there's the Trapper in OD canvas with bolsters and a federal shield. And last but not least, the mini Lanny's clip in a shadow pattern that has rag and a federal shield. And if you know me from Instagram, then you know that I really like small knives. And actually, when you look at this photo, everything seems normal, but it's not. These are actually all really small knives. And the Lanny's clip is a mini Lanny's clip, which I think was like 3.5 or 3 3/4 closed, maybe. I want to say it was like, or maybe 3 5/8 actually. Yeah, I think it was 3 5/8. And typically a Lanny's clip, you'll see, 4 inches closed or 3 3/4 closed. So yeah, everything's pretty tiny in this photo. The mini Zulu up top is like 3 1/8 closed or something like that. So tiny, and it was so sick. I'm kind of bummed I got rid of it, but maybe I'll get another one down the line. But that brings us back to this beauty that I have in front of you now. So yeah, this is a knife that I really missed. That bone small dog leg. So I had seen my buddy on Instagram, Aaron Shapiro. What up, Aaron? He had a larger dog leg, and it didn't even occur to me at the time that it was the larger version. But then when I really looked at his next to mine, I noticed that there's like an extra wave in the spine up here, or in the spring, I should say. And I was like, wait a minute, that seems like a different size. So yeah, Bret confirmed that, and I just told him I always like smaller knives, so I just wanted to get this little buddy right here. So it was a pretty straightforward order. I knew more or less what I wanted since I had some of his knives before, and I just love this pattern. It's just a little bit more unique than the Zulu or than a Lanny's clip. It's just, or a Trapper even. You don't really see these as often, and they look really cool, especially when you can take time to check out the lines on it. Just looks really neat how there's just so much going on here. Just has some really cool lines. But yeah, I wanted for the covers, I wanted to do something a little different. Maybe not that different, because I am, a little bit more of the plain Jane type, but I like the crosscut micarta a lot on knives. I think it gives it the great, classic micarta look, but with a little twist. And the texture of this crosscut is just really, really cool. So this is just a brown crosscut, and yeah, it's unique but still familiar. Every piece of crosscut is going to look a little bit different, as opposed to just regular canvas micarta, where it might look a little bit more similar. So I don't know, I just dig it. What do you guys think? But yeah, love the Federal shield. Just a nice classic look to it. And yeah, just wanted to keep it simple, but have a design that, have a build that I think I will keep for a long time. I won't get bored of this because it's something that just looks classic, you know? But yeah, the blade is CPM 154, which is a great stainless. Bret, I think, does a hollow grind on all of his knives, and this one, well, before I get into that, I think in my experience, a hollow grind on a slip joint doesn't really make a huge difference versus full flat because of the, you know, the thinness of the blade stock. I think this is an awesome slicer. I've already cut a bunch of stuff with it at work. I just keep my knives really clean. And yeah, it's a laser. I'm really happy with how sharp this bad boy is, so it's pretty sweet. And yeah, I think Bret also does as ground on his blades too. And this one is interesting because it looks like slightly finer of a grit than ones that I've had previously, some of them. So it's got almost like a satin vibe to it, which is really cool. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds in my opinion. And it has this beautiful swedge on it. You guys can see the detail up there. Just super nice. Great work. And yeah, it's pretty slick there. And then the action on it, oh, by the way, let's take a look at this spring here. Let me give it a quick wipe with my new check this out. Boom, got some Notorious EDC wipes in the mail today, so that's pretty fun. But yeah, see that back spring is just super seamless. So sick. Can't even really tell where the blade starts or ends and the spring starts, but you can see once I push down here, right there. But yeah, super clean. Amazing work. And then half stop, flush, and closed, flush. So peep the centering on this bad boy. Super nice. And the pull, if you're not super familiar with traditional knives, the pull is, you know, the feeling, the strength of when you open it. And this blade actually really lends itself to pinching open, which is nice. I don't really like using nail nicks when I open my slip joints, but sometimes you have to. I would say this is like a medium pull. I really hate the numbers that people use. They're like, this is a 4.5 out of 10. It's like, just tell me if it's weak, if it's soft, medium, or hard to open, you know? So this is I would say medium. Maybe on the stronger side of medium. I don't know. An extra medium perhaps. Like my t-shirt size. But yeah, it's a great knife. Man, it's so clean. Listen to that walk and talk. Hold on. Oh yeah, crispy. But yeah, amazing knife. Let me just give this a once over. And yeah, let's do a little size comparison here for you guys. So as you all know, my favorite knife of all time is the Swiss Army, the Victorinox Cadet, which, as you can see here, is pretty much the exact same size as this knife. Let me see if I can get a little, see me in the polish there. Get a little darker over the top there with my little card. And then I have, a lot of you will be familiar with this if you're into traditional knives, the GEC 15. So here's a little Tom's Choice in peach seed bone there. And yeah, it actually dwarfs this small Dogleg, which is hilarious because this is not a big knife by any stretch of the imagination. And how about, just in case you guys are not traditional knife fans, let's get the old Sebenza out here. This is a small Sebenza, by the way. This is a small 21 in Singo, just for size reference, so you can just kind of get an idea here of what we're working with. And also not a big knife by anyone except for my standards. So yeah, this is a pretty fun comparison, I think. To me, this is a small knife in terms of like a tactical quote-unquote knife, which I'll never have a need for a tactical knife, but love this. This is probably my favorite frame lock, production frame lock. But you can see the very small stature of my slip joint knives, and that's the way I like it. So hope that was informational. Hope you dig the knife, and give Bret a holler on Instagram. He's not super active on social media, and I wish he was, because he is so talented, and we need to get a little buzz, going for him, a bigger buzz than he has. He's just so good at making knives, and I beg you guys, please try to buy a knife off someone that has one, except for me, because I don't want to sell this knife. But yeah, if you get a chance to buy one, I would say go for it. You will not be disappointed. And Bret's awesome. So that's about it. Hope you guys dug the video. Thanks for watching. Peace.